Yo, we have Reddit comments today, and this is in the forum deciding to be better, which I actually do like. I joined it a few months ago, well, probably like 2 months ago, and it's turned out to be quite a great forum, honestly. And we will get to the first question: how do I learn to stand up for myself again? When I was a kid, I at least had enough of a backbone to say something when people made fun of me. Even if the comeback fell flat, I still tried. Nowadays, I struggle to say anything at all, let alone have a good comeback. When the bullying began at my first job, I told myself that I wasn't responding to it out of professionalism, but that wasn't it. Very self-aware of this person. I was simply scared to look stupid. Now I'm in a similar situation and my parents are urging me to stand up for myself, but the same issue remains. How do I gain the courage to defend myself? Any advice would be appreciated. And I really do like this post because I'm facing that with my current job of having to put my, how would you put it? Put my 2 feet on the ground, puffing my chest up, and just showing myself that I am a respectful man. However, if you overstep the boundary, I will retaliate, and I will show you that I'm not here to be bullied and stepped on and oppressed. I have my own rights. So let's see exactly what I had to say. Creating a list of boundaries for yourself. So I messed that up. We're going to do this again. You ready? Handshake on it? Okay. Creating a list of boundaries you have for yourself will help you know where you draw the line, or where you draw the line for people when they are joking around with you or insulting you. So yeah, just having that, I think it's great when you have no idea of what your boundaries are. Writing them down, typing them up, verbally saying them, it helps you have it set in stone, at least for now. You have something there, that you have a line drawn where you can say that if someone says this or does this, they are crossing this said line. If they do this, if you do that, you're crossing that line, and I'm telling you, it helps you have that line that you can say that, okay, it's time for me to stand up for myself and tell them that's enough. Once you have these boundaries, add them to your list of things that you stand for. Very essential. Having a list of things that you stand for was something I first had the idea of when I was in university in my second year, and it was very, very valuable. I think I made a list of 6 things that I stood for, and I'm not sure if I mentioned this already, but it was freedom, control. What else was it? Responsibility, family, integrity, and Islam. I think those were the ones, and respect. So it was 7. So it was 7 things I stood for, and it helps you understand again what do you draw the line on, and what do you value, and what do you stand for as a man or a woman. If you firmly believe these boundaries and also have a list of things you stand for, it will help you have your own opinion on things and also let people know when they are crossing the line by insulting you. 2 things that are essential to know is bullies tend to go after weaker people than them who will not put up a fight so that they can be made an example of. A little fight back and they will not bite as hard. That is something that I learned during my childhood and during my young teenage years, and something that was reiterated that when I read the 50th Law, and that's a great book insight if you haven't checked that out. Very, very detailed and goes over the life of 50 Cent. That was one of the things he had mentioned about bullies, how they pick on someone who doesn't fight back because they know they can go to extreme lengths and just pick on them because there's no fight back in them. But as soon as there's someone who has some fight back, that becomes a problem because there's some resistance there that will cause conflict, and it causes the bully to do 2 things. 1, back off and know that there's a line there that if he crosses, there's going to be more problems. Or 2, cross that line again and cause carnage and conflict. But it is safer to be in that side of things, to have your ground and to stand on what you believe, than to be picked on and oppressed. And I'm not trying to advocate violence. I'm advocating standing for what you believe in and making sure you're not oppressed. Also, the second thing is that communication is key. This one's very important. I just had a glimpse of what I was about to write. If you hold something in, i.e., a feeling that you were wronged and insulted, you could carry that feeling for weeks and months. However, it will not cross the other person's mind because they saw things differently. Man, this was so true. Like, I look back at work and I think about times where I felt wronged or someone else has felt wronged. You could, let's say on the spectrum of I felt wronged and I didn't bring it up and I let 3 months go by. For those 3 months, I can have that in the back of my mind and think, am I an idiot? Am I really this weak? Am I seen this way or that way? In the other person's mind, he's probably just thinking about, like, oh, there's a rainbow today. Oh, I've got a lot of work going on today. I need to, like he's not thinking about that. And in my mind, that can foster up into something bigger than it should have been if I had just brought it up in a nice manner, but to show that person that I felt hurt or I felt insulted and what exactly were their intentions, so you can clear things up. And on the other end, it could be the same thing where I said something, they felt insulted by it. 5 months go by and I find out they're trying to kill me, and I don't even know why. So to carry on, this can make you despise them based on your assumption, but if you communicate clearly with that said person, you can get to a conclusion and have more clarity on both ends of the relationship. So the key here is to clarify things and just communicate, and not in a confrontational manner. I'm saying in a way that understanding that being honest with each other in a polite way, in a way that you engage in a I guess you would say fruitful conversation, a productive conversation, to get to with a desired outcome, having both parties happy with the result. So, and without that conversation, assumptions will be infiltrated into both parties, and one person will be completely upset with the whole thing. Okay, now let's see. If you would like to change your life, basically if I click on it, I'm gonna have to go backwards, and the button on my mouse that I go backwards on, it pauses my recording, so I'm not going to press it. If you would like to change your life, how would you change it? Let's just say that's what the question was. Read books, talk to people, ask the right questions, find out what I want to do, and ask myself, who do I want to be and what legacy do I want to leave behind? Just a few examples of where you could go moving forward. Let's see. How to balance things out. I'm always in the extremes. If you are not aware of where to draw the line for balance, then I would recommend doing two things. Seeking knowledge about balance, management and responsibility, and practicing thoughtfulness by reflecting and finding an answer from yourself as to where you would be comfortable, where that line can be. Once you are confident with the line, then you can practice sticking to that and improve your methods from there. Very essential about balance. And this whole week of posts I've done is about has had balance involved in it, and balance means a great deal in my own life as to living a life where I'm more happy and more fulfilled. We will end off with this last one, the loneliness of becoming responsible. Being responsible also gives you strength and accountability. There are many bonuses to practicing self-responsibility if you adopt a positive outlook. It is the understanding that you are responsible for your decisions, That understanding will give you power over your choices and what you can control. Thank you for watching.